All right, welcome back. There is the view as we look off from Scott Stadium off to the south and southwest. Yes, it remains humid, but the temperatures have certainly been knocked down. We started about midday with showers and thunderstorms out there. Some areas were hit hard. Some areas were hit repeatedly as a couple of lines of showers and storms rolled through. Before the storms developed, we still had temperatures for many of us back in the low 90s. This was day 7 of this current heat wave. We won't have to worry with that one for a while. That was the end of this heat wave. Not done with summer yet, but 73 is the current reading at the airport. Dew point 72, so you've got basically a very saturated air mass here, and that's why it's so steamy out. 78 the current number at the Valley Airport in Weir's Cave, touching 90 before those storms developed. And you can see most of us at this hour are in the 70s and some low 80s. Some of us have been trying to recover a little bit after some of the storms came through. Now, this is a 4-hour loop showing you some of the storms. We did have some isolated severe. We did have some isolated flash flooding, and some areas were hit particularly harder than others. Still dealing with a portion of southwestern Buckingham that remains under a flash flood warning until 8 o'clock. That also includes the county of Appomattox, portions of Amherst. That goes back toward the city of Lynchburg. But as we take a look at some of the hard-hit areas from some of the heavy rain this afternoon, one here in southwestern Albemarle, areas south of Batesville and just north of Covesville, some 2 to 3+ inches of rain taking us out to North Garden, and this area was under a flash flood warning for a time here this afternoon. So again, there were pockets of some very heavy rain. We also had some isolated severe, some trees down in Greenfield and Nelson County, some trees down in the city of Waynesboro, some trees down in the city of Stanton, and with some of the storms that came through earlier. Of course, you can see most of the activity now shifting from, say, Baltimore out across the Delmarva. There's our little bit of clearing, and yes, there could still be a shower or thunderstorm, but the threat overall for severe is going down, and the threat for flash flooding is slowly going down. As a matter of fact, we've been taken out of the watch box, which was in effect until 8 o'clock, and most of our immediate area has been taken out of the flood watch as well. So the threat for severe and the threat for pockets of flash flooding is beginning to diminish. Temperatures overnight will mid to upper 60s. Still can't rule out a shower storm here this evening. Here's your planner for Friday. Much cooler by 10-15 degrees. Winds out of the northeast. That'll bring in a fair amount of cloudiness. There could still be a few showers around, but again, the humidity slowly drops, and that takes us into the weekend. It will feel so nice, brought to you by less humid air. Upper 70s to around 80 on Saturday. More widespread 50s Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, upper 70s and low 80s. It'll just feel nice. We get rid of the soupy 70s in terms of dew points. They start to fall off tomorrow, but look at Saturday and Sunday. Those dew points will be down in the 60s and 50s. It'll feel remarkably different than what we've been dealing with. So our front still north and west of the region. That will slowly push through tonight and into tomorrow, and our winds will shift direction. You can see how much cooler it is from, say, Philadelphia back toward Columbus and Chicago. That's the air mass that's moving our way. So still can't rule out a shower or storm, but the overall severe threat is diminishing. There's a look at the Michael and Son 7-day forecast. Make way for some cooler and drier. Those are some nice words to use in the summertime, coming off what has been another heat wave that we've dealt with, and some dry weather takes us into the first part of next week.
All right, Eric, thank you.
Well, it may be